Hello.
Hello.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. Welcome to Food, Love, Laughter.
Welcome. It is Shakespeare's birthday. I have a Shakespeare hat. This is my second live of the night. The first one didn't go so well, so I have some big hopes for this one. The first thing that I want to make clear is that there is not any Sonic beverage in this Sonic cup.
Just straight up water.
So as a special treat, this is a little insight into our marriage, as a special treat for Ezra, I went to Sonic this afternoon and got him a large ice water.
And you may ask, why? Really? Water? Because of the ice.
Sonic's ice is superior.
So underrated.
I challenge anyone to tell me who has better ice than Sonic.
I mean,
It's really
bring it on.
incredible.
I mean, I guess, like, it's really, what it really comes down to
Tell me.
is
Tell us.
is a measure of size to, like, a ratio of crushed
Yeah.
to big.
Yeah.
Ice! And usually when it comes to ice, you're gonna have like some bourbon or like a cocktail. I can't think of any other reason to have ice, but to have
That sound is so good.
Oh, so satisfying.
So here's pro tip. Get
Pro
the
tip.
Sonic ice water and then put an Arbonne fizz stick in it. And I am here to tell
This is
you
my Shakespeare
that
birthday hat.
I like it. The strawberry fizz is superior.
By far my favorite.
Yeah. So
How do you beat it?
that's what was in there, and that's what we drank in slow motion while we were introing. The second thing that I want to tell you, do you see this? Do you see how this is sort of sunburnt? Like there's a line right here? So I sat out on the porch yesterday because it's sunny and springy and like amazing.
Yeah, remember when it was snowing last week?
Yeah, it's not snowing here anymore.
Nope.
And so, wonderful. And I sat out for a while, and I have a line on my arm and on my legs, like we used to call it like a soccer tan, when your shin guard would like cover up one part of your leg, and then you just get burnt on the knee between your short and your shin guard.
Is farmer's tan, like, that's a thing, right? But
right, but that would be more of what this is, because like the farmer wears the sleeve,
right,
and then this gets sunburnt, and also like the collar. Anyway, but the face not burnt at all, because the day cream that I use, the SPF is so baller that I'm able to like not be sunburnt here, but sunburnt here.
You're pretty baller too.
Thanks, man. Thanks for saying that.
There's your Arbonne plug for the video.
What are we making tonight?
We are making black bean burgers.
Yes.
Black bean burgers.
Yeah, and what makes you like a black bean burger? What are you looking for in a black bean burger?
I think because I've given up meat, not a red meat specifically, like so long ago. Yeah. Started to like pare down. I could feel it, just like anything else. When you like kind of give things away, you recognize when you do have it the next time, and it kind of laid heavy on me. So what I like about this is the mouthfeel of a black bean burger is sometimes almost better than no, that's kind of hard to beat, because we start on burgers.
Yeah, it's very American. Like a burger is very American.
And for me, I have this thing about I really want to bite into something. If I'm going to bite into it, black bean burgers give me that satisfaction.
Yeah.
Now I probably won't eat these now, but because we have another recipe cooking on there.
We have slow cooker chicken curry.
Coconut curry?
Yeah, in the slow cooker, which smells amazing. We're making
it's
black
incredible.
burgers now.
It's
But what's nice
incredible.
about this recipe is that they'll keep in the fridge. So we can have them for lunch tomorrow. We can
It'll
have
be
them
a
dinner in the
perfect
future.
snack to protein. It's awesome.
Yeah. So let's get cracking.
Yeah, let's get cracking. Wow.
So the first thing that we are going to put in the food processor, I'm looking at my recipe here, is everything but the black beans. So we're gonna mix all of the aromatics and the spices. And what we have prepped here is we do have 2 cans of black beans that we rinsed and drained and then put out on a cookie sheet and cooked in the oven at 325 for like 15 minutes. And that's to dry them out a little bit. so that we get that meatier texture.
All right, so the first time that we did this recipe, Katie took like initiative and like found this thing and was like, cool, let's try it. And it was awesome. Then I tried to make it, and what I did was blend it too much. So it became mushy. What you're about to see is us not blending it a whole bunch. And the reason these things would be great dried the way that they are is that they still have a bit of a consistency to them. Like, you still get that bite, that mouthfeel. By the way, this recipe is called the Best Black Bean Burgers. Talk about alliteration.
Yes.
Shakespeare.
The
best black bean burgers I've ever had. That's the name of this recipe. So we're going to test that out.
And we'll totally put the link in the comments after we're done, but it's from a website, a blog called Sally's Baking Addiction. And I don't know about you all, but when I'm looking through the internet for recipes, I'm looking at how many reviews it has and then how high the reviews are. So there's like one recipe blog, Once Upon a Chef, that all of her recipes are like top.
Yeah, this has got like 5 stars here.
Yeah, this is 5 stars, but look how many reviews there are.
213 versus 213. Something like 5 reviews.
Yeah, so that's how we know. Like this is
tested.
Tried and true. So we're gonna do aromatics first. This is Ezra sous chef, this beautiful bowl. And what's in here, Ezra?
Okay, we got some bell pepper, an onion, and garlic. Pretty basic kind of stuff. This is gonna be like, so and now what are you gonna add here?
This is oat flour. So any recipe that calls for breadcrumbs, if you are doing the gluten-free thing, I always recommend replacing it with oats that you blend up to make like an oat flour. It will bind the same way that breadcrumbs will.
Oh, and just because it's been mentioned to us, like, hey, I do good with measurements. How much of oat flour is that?
A half cup.
A half cup of oat flour blended. Well done. Thank you, Katie. And then, just so we don't skip over it, the onion was about half a yellow onion. Or you can do like 3 bushels of green onion. 3 stalks, right?
Yeah.
And about 3/4 of bell pepper. And then 3 cloves of garlic. Although I just used 2 big
honkin' elephant garlic.
Right. I mean, at a certain point, like, we're not going to make that many burgers. So, eggs.
2 eggs.
2 eggs!
In here. Crack it.
Oh, should I just do it in the thing?
Well, I mean, now you got to commit.
No, I'm in it. Ew.
Ew.
Actually, I love me some eggs.
I know. We've been buying pallets of them.
Yeah, we have.
So the eggs are also going to go in here. We're blending. And then our spice blend, which Ezra already measured out. So we have...
So this is where this and the aromatics, and by aromatics I mean bell peppers, garlic, and onion. Plus this is where going to be the bulk of the flavor comes from. So what do you have?
Yeah. So cumin.
Yep.
And chili powder.
Bam.
And garlic powder. And paprika. And then...
Let me give you some sizes on these, all right?
Yes.
There's mainly hanging around a teaspoon. A teaspoon and a half of cumin, that's the most. A teaspoon of...
Cumin or cumin?
I think it's
regional.
Caribbean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Potato.
Tomato, tomato?
Yes.
Got another one in here?
Let's call the whole thing off. Is that not what you...
All right, cumin.
But yeah.
All right.
Chili.
I think that was the perfect answer.
Yeah.
Chili powder, a teaspoon of chili powder, half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Again, that's one thing that goes a long way too.
Yeah.
And 1/4 of a teaspoon of smoked paprika.
Just a little bit of paprika.
I'm a little heavier on it. I want to close it down.
See what happens.
We'll see. Oh my God!
Put it in there.
Whoa!
And then we have liquid aminos. And I realized I was supposed to get coconut liquid aminos, and I just got liquid aminos. But this is an alternative to soy sauce.
And we've used something like this before, right?
Yeah.
We've cooked with this before. Just
in
case you've never seen before.
Yeah, Bragg's. So we're going to put a couple of
replacement for soy sauce.
tablespoons into... So the recipe calls for Worcestershire sauce or ketchup or mayo or barbecue sauce. But because we're doing like no refined sugar right now and no corn and technically no soy, we're just going to do 2...
Being nice to our bodies. As nice as we can.
Yeah. We're doing 2 tablespoons of that, and then a little salt and pepper.
Which I've already done. I've put it in the thing.
All right, okay.
And
so now we can blend this, before we blend the black beans, we're going to use the old Ninja blender. I do like that our cooking show should probably have the word blend in it because we blend almost every episode.
Didn't you, you taught me the thing about, like, in college, you would, when you all would...
Blending. Grinding. Yeah, so in college, I worked in a writing center. Thank you. I went to Coe College in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and we had a writing center, and part of the writing center, it was like all these like shabby recliners and this like basement place, and we were awesome and weird, and we went and hung out. But what brought a lot of professors in the building to the writing center is that we roasted our own coffee beans, and then we would grind them like per brew, and we were brewing fresh coffee all day from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. Yeah. And so part of my job at the writing center, I was a coffee roaster. So I would go up into the chemistry lab and I learned how to roast coffee, which is incredible. It was like using these beans from this part of the world and these beans from this part of the world, and like we found the right blend. And so we, when we would roast them, like go up in the chemistry lab, and then we would come down, because the writing center is supposed to be like sort of quiet and people are working. If you're gonna grind coffee beans, you had to say grinding. And so that has made its way into our like marriage and household vernacular, because we say blending.
Also,
and there
I feel like something like I feel like it's also a phrase that you can take to the club too, right? Like a dance.
Grinding, and then you like get it. Our coffee grinder. Isn't that a thing?
Yeah.
It's coffee grinder, like dance somebody, please.
It is a dance. It's
it's the one-legged.
One-legged,
yeah.
Underneath.
That's
for
a future episode.
You didn't add the beans to that.
Not yet. So you stir or pulse everything together.
And that's what I did last time too, because I wanted those things to be mixed really well before I got the beans in there. Mm-hmm. And I remember the beans do that first.
Okay, we're learning. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take half of these beans and put them in here and like blend and pulse. And then I'm gonna put the other half in and blend and pulse, because we want some of the beans to be whole. We want some of them to be kind of mushy. But we're looking for, like Ezra was saying, we're looking for a texture that is I'm looking for a texture that is that's burger-like, and so we don't want it to be like refried beans, and we don't want it to be like whole beans. We're looking for something in between. So blending, and that will do it. Like the beans are gonna break apart pretty quickly, and what Ezra's doing is he is greasing the old electric skillet. So we're putting the rest of these beans in.
The writing center holds some good memories for you in college, yeah?
I loved it. Yeah. I loved it so much. You know, I've been told that I am a good conversationalist, and I learned how to do that at the writing center, because the whole basis of the writing center was conversation. So the idea that if you can talk about it, you can write about it.
Oh,
and
cool.
So people come in from all different majors, and like I was a theater major, but I'd be sitting talking to somebody about a chemistry paper.
Thoughts out of your head.
Yeah, and sometimes someone would be like, come and proofread the paper, and I'd be like, yeah, we'll get to that too, but first tell me what the main ideas are. And there is something about having to explain yourself to someone who doesn't know anything about your subject matter that forces you to be really clear about it. And so I learned so much from so many different classes. It felt like, and for me, like totally a Ravenclaw, like learner. It's one of my strengths in the Strength Finder, learning and input. So you can imagine what a pain I am because I'm just like all of the information.
You're a Ravendor.
I'm a Ravendor. Yes, Ravenclaw with a Gryffindor heart. If you know what house you are, go ahead and put it in the comments, because it will illuminate something to me about you. And if you don't, if you're not into the Harry Potter universe, it's okay. But I am excited for you, because you only get to read those books once. The first time once. You know what I mean? Like, you get to experience that world for the first time once. And so if you've never done it, I'm very excited for you. Blending. Okay, that should be plenty.
Definitely. You can take the blender into the club too.
You could. You could take the blender into the club. Okay. Do we have a spatula handy? No, like the plastic.
Oh, rubber.
Like rubber. Yeah. So I'm just gonna like blend. You know how the blender, like the sides are different than the center. So we're gonna like make sure that this is blended all together.
Looks like I'm sweating. I'm not.
I am.
Oh, this light is shining.
I'm so.
Booyah.
Is that better? Okay. And then we need a third of a cup, because right, that's about it's about a third of a cup for each of these.
Yes. Yeah. So you want me to get the third of a cup out?
Now you get the third of the cup out.
No, what? We'll go with it.
Did you all know that Ezra made this kitchen island? Like when we came to move in here, it's like we have counter and cabinet space here, and then where y'all are is counter and cabinet space. But it was just so open, and Ezra made this kitchen island. We had been talking about having a kitchen island since we first moved in together.
For a long time.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
And
we had ambitions. It was going to be like wheels. It was going to be a butcher block, and like yeah. Ooh, that was cool. Oh wait, we need.
But he like found this DIY and then he made it and it's beautiful and I'm so thankful for it. And he was real sweet because he was going to New Mexico, and so before he went to New Mexico in January to work on the This is Modern Art play, he totally made this butcher block so that I would be able to work in the kitchen.
Yeah, cool. we were
I'm gonna put this on the...
Please go for it. Here comes the first patty.
So I think you can see what I'm doing, but it's a third of a cup, and so I'm scooping it out and putting it on the griddle, and then I'm like flattening it a little bit. What were you saying?
Well, I was just saying that, like, I think before I was leaving, we were going to start the Art on 30 or something like that. I feel like that was the case. Mm-hmm. I knew you were going to be in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And we don't have a whole lot of counter space, and like, I don't know. I mean, I was productive with the work that I had, but someday I'll have a wood shop, and because I love working with my hands. There's something very satisfactory in the physical aspect of creating something.
Yeah, and
versus the ephemeral of theater or art.
Is it on your vision board?
A wooden theater is. Not yet, but it is in my like dream big best decade ever Mel Robbins.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. I just had to put that. I know it's something that I will inevitably have, but not right now.
Yeah, totally. My father was a woodworker, a wood turner, and there was this beautiful piece of art. I think my parents still have it, and it looks like flowers. It looks like tulips, but all of it is made of wood. And he didn't stain any of it. It's the different colors of the natural wood. And so the stem and the leaves are one kind of wood, and the tulips are one kind of wood, and then the background is one kind of wood. It is just stunning. So lots of like wooden like chalices and wooden games, and my grandfather, it was storied that he could look at a piece of furniture and not take any measurements, and then he could recreate the whole thing.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, we have a cedar chest. So I have, I was just talking about this. I have 30 first cousins on my Becker side, and that's a lot of cousins. And for all of the young women, when we turned 16, my grandfather would give us a cedar chest. So in our living room, we have a cedar chest that is a gift from my grandfather, and it is beautiful. And for a long time, because I was like doing the actor thing and was like, living in artist housing and didn't have my own space, the cedar chest lived at my parents' house. But now, I think it was when we moved to New Mexico that we picked it up.
Took it with us.
Put it in the moving truck, and then it became part of where we live.
Finally, one last little big old
patty. So this makes 7. It's 2 cans of black beans, and then like the aromatics and spices that we talked about, and this makes 7.
How long are we leaving it on the skillet for?
Well, it says 8 minutes. So we're letting them
4 and 4.
4 and 4? No, I think it's 8 minutes each side. Yeah.
I was just kidding. 4 times 4.
4 times 4.
8 each side.
Yes.
So we're looking at like a 15. Once everything is assembled, 15 minutes to cook time.
Yeah.
It did not take that long to assemble these things.
Right, yeah. So I think black bean burgers is probably one of those like 30-minute meals.
Yep.
And we, because again, we're doing like the gluten-free thing. You can get like gluten-free hamburger buns and things like that. But normally what we do is we just have the black bean burgers on a plate, and then we have like a side, like baked sweet potato fries or a salad or something like that. And then I usually make a tahini sauce to drizzle, and it's like,
That's your
I don't know,
jams.
it's my jams. I love tahini. So it's lemon, garlic, tahini, cumin, and a little bit of water, and so it's like a dipping sauce that you would get at a restaurant that you went to, but you drizzle it and it looks real pretty.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. So that's
Come on, tahini.
So it's Shakespeare's birthday.
Yeah.
And we're like about to sign off because, you know, the burgers are done. We'll include a picture of what they look like when they're like completely finished and cooked. But of the moment, favorite Shakespeare play.
Ooh.
It changes daily.
Oh.
But Ezra, tell the world, favorite Shakespeare play.
No.
Yes.
I
Just
can't.
for today.
Just for
right
today.
now. Could be the one that you're working on right now.
It could be. I'm really loving the Henriade right now as I'm reading through it. But I have a soft spot for Julius Caesar.
Yep.
Oh my God. Okay, can I just do three?
Yes, you can do top three.
Julius Caesar, top three. Julius Caesar, Macbeth, and Midsummer.
Okay.
I like that. That's so hard.
It is hard.
Okay, what about you?
Much Ado About Nothing.
Yes.
I was talking a lot about Twelfth Night today, and so I love that there's a Twelfth Night on YouTube right now, National Theater Live. We went and saw it in the movie theater in Santa Fe.
Yeah.
Tamsin
Years ago.
Greg. She plays
Yes.
Malvolio, and it's beautiful. And then
That garden scene is so fun.
it's so good. Much Ado About Nothing, Twelfth Night, and then Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Those would be my faves.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of them that I haven't read.
Yeah.
I'll get right on that. Thank you all for joining us this evening on Food, Love, Laughter. If you have any suggestions about what we should make, put it in the comments, because we have some ideas. Yeah? Anything else you want to say, Ezra?
No. Thank you, Katie. You may relieve us of the video that doth awaiting you. We shall say we love you.
We love you.
I don't know why I went to an Italian accent.
We love you.
We love you.
Thanks and many
Stay
thanks.
safe out there, friends.
Bye.